If you've been curious about at-home microneedling but don't know where to start, let me help you with this video because I am going to show you all of the top options, why they're the top options, and then I'm actually going to show them all on my face in a single session. Now, I've been doing at-home microneedling for over a year now, and I cannot tell you how much I love it. I'm in my mid-40s, and it has definitely helped my skin be more glowing, more youthful. It has helped really fill in a lot of lines as well. And what I love about microneedling in general is that it's a very simple concept. You are using extremely fine microneedles. They're as thick as a strand of hair at different depths depending on the device. And those microneedles are going into your epidural layer, which means that your body is recognizing that it's getting a very small injury, bringing blood cells to the surface, which helps increase collagen and elasticity, just really helping your face, the microneedling session itself. And then on top of that, because it is causing minor abrasions in your skin, any serums you're adding during or immediately after microneedling will be more readily absorbed. So those are the two main pieces of microneedling. Now, I do want to disclose that I have been gifted every single product that I'm using in this video, and I definitely have opinions on all of them. To start off with, this is one I will not be using on my face. This is a Derma Roller. Now, this was the introduction to at-home microneedling. The concern with Derma rollers is because they roll, they may not go straight down into your skin. They kind of could go in sideways, causing micro tears, which can actually cause more harm than good. But there is a place for Derma rollers, and that is actually in your scalp. A lot of people use Derma rollers to roll in their scalp, doing the same thing, bringing blood to the surface to help the scalp and potentially increase hair growth. Also a great way to work in scalp serums. So this does have a place, but in my opinion, this does not have a place on your face. And then we have the Banisher 3.0. What I love about the Banisher is that this is from Pasadena, California. It's a very cool company. They make a ton of vegan, cruelty-free, clean skincare products like their Banish serum, which is a spot corrector with vitamin C and E to use after you use the Banisher 3.0. And what makes the Banisher 3.0 so incredible to me is that this is one of the most affordable microneedling stampers that I have come across that I also trust is actually giving me exceptionally high quality, gold-plated needles at the lengths that I want. And another piece I really love about the Banisher is that it has the largest stamping top of all of the microneedling devices I've tested. So your sessions will go faster with this. And because it doesn't have any serums in its process, you really can use whatever serum you want after it. Now, I will be using this on this side of my face in a moment, but let's get to the other two options. And then the next microneedling system I want to introduce you to is Qure. Now, Qure's microinfusion system is the OG of this really new age version of microneedling where you're actually infusing the serum into your skin as you microneedle. There are a lot of knockoff brands that have come out since Qure came out and since Forbes listed Qure as the fastest growing beauty brand of 2024. So if you see Sarah Nova, Glove, or any other of the variety of different micro-infusion systems that have shown up in 2025 and beyond, just know that not all of them are transparent in where their serums are coming from, the quality of their needles, and a lot of them are using fear-based tactics for you to choose them over the OG. Qure is the OG for good reason. It is a very legitimate, high-quality brand, and I have yet to find a copycat that actually has the quality of needles or serums that Qure provides. And that is a key piece because with Qure, you are actually or should actually use the serums that come with the kit. And how Qure works is you'll have this glass microneedling bottle that you will add a serum to, and Qure has two different serums. They have their dark spot serum. This one has growth factors in it. Really cool. Definitely not on the clean, natural side of Banish. This is definitely more on the cutting edge of what we can put in a serum. Or you can go for the wrinkle serum, and this one has copper peptides in it, and that's what gives it its blue color. Now you will pour these serums into this bottle, and then you will use one-time micro needles. Now these are 24 karat gold-plated micro needles. You do not get an option here. You only get one option. And these will, as it's going in, actually push out the serum into your skin as it's microneedling, which I'll be showing you in a moment. What I love about Qure is not only is it exceptionally high quality, but it is very beginner friendly. Just put the serum in the bottle, do your microneedling session, and then add any excess serum onto your skin. And I do really love it for that. It's not as flexible as Banish, it's not as affordable as Banish, but it's a really incredible system if you are comfortable with and want to use Qure's serums, as that's one of the primary pieces you're paying for with Qure. Now you may be saying, hey, why would I even use Qure when I can just get knockoff empty bottles? And I'm gonna tell you right now that maybe these will work great for you, but these are higher risk for me. They are not transparent in where they come from. There are a ton of different off-brand companies selling these, and I don't trust them. If I am going to microneedle my skin, I want to use a brand I trust. I trust Banish, I trust Qure, and there's one more I trust, and that is Dr. Pen. Now, Dr. Pen is not for the beginner. This is a much more advanced system. You can choose from a myriad of different needles, and so you really can pick exactly what you want for your skin. And then it is actually a mechanized pen. This is the M8. They have a few options. These are pricier, and you do still need to add the needles on top, but these you actually turn on, and then you choose the length of the needles of how far they're going to push into your skin by spinning this dial, and you can choose the speed in which it is actually pressing up and down, pushing those microneedles in and out of your skin by pressing this. So this is way more advanced, and I'm going to tell you right now, this is the first time I've ever used this device. I'm a little scared of it, but I'm also curious how well it'll do and how well it compares to Banish and Qure, which I have used multiple times. So enough with the talking, let's get to microneedling. First things first, always wash your face, use isopropyl alcohol on everything, make sure everything's sanitary. And with Qure, I need to pour the serum into the bottle, and I'm only gonna pour half this time, because I'm actually gonna use the other half with the Dr. Pen. Now, once you have the microneedling tip on, you actually need to tip Qure downwards and let this sit for a few minutes. I really recommend giving it about 4 minutes just to make sure that the serum is going to come in through the needles close to when you start. I usually find that I do still need to do it a few times before the serum starts coming through. Just know that's part of the process. So while the Qure device is getting ready, I'm actually gonna start with the Banisher 3.0. This is so easy. It really is just grab and go. Now, I already had isopropyl alcohol sitting on this for a little while. It comes with this little cover that you can keep it covered with when not in use. And I fill this cup up with isopropyl alcohol, let it soak for a few minutes, and then let it fully air dry. So this is ready to go. And all I do is stamp straight down. Now, some people think this is painful, and maybe it was a little more painful at the start. At this point, I'm so used to it, I don't even notice it except for under my nose. Sometimes under my nose makes me want to sneeze. It can be a little much. Now, you have the power here on how much you press, and as you can see, because it's such a large microneedling head, it goes really, really fast. And I love that about it. It doesn't feel like much of anything, and I'm gonna do this 3 times over. So let me do this real quick. And if you want, you really can use microneedling on your neck and your chest. I often do that as well, but for today's video, I just wanna test these 3 on my face at the same time and really see if there's a difference. Now, one complaint I have with the Banisher is that because it's such a big head, it's actually kind of hard to get into right in the corner of my eye, but I can still get close and under my eye. You really want to get this everywhere, so as close as you can get, the better. And there we go. I've done it 3 times. To me, this is super mild, exceptionally beginner friendly. The only time I really notice that I microneedled is when I add the serum. This is a serum with actives in it, so it is noticeable, and this will make my face a little bit redder. But I'm just going to add that to this section of my face that I just finished. And that's it. So this side is Banish. Now let's do the Dr. Pen. Now, as I said, I am a little scared of the Dr. Pen. This is the first time I've ever used this device. It also has separate micro needles for single uses. And I'm using a stamper that has 11 needles. You can get this with 16, 26, 36, and 42 needles. And there's also 2 nano options. So that's what I'm talking about with options. And this really does just twist right in. Oh. And then once it's in, I can see all those needles, and then I can choose by twisting this what the depth of the needles will be. And it goes from 0.25 up to 2.5. Now I'm going to leave it at 0.25. And so there's a little arrow and it's pointing right at 0.25. And now when I turn this on, it's actually really scary. It moves really, really fast. I'm going to keep it at the speed of 1 for now, just to ease into this. But one key piece with this is that you do need to add something to your skin, something with hyaluronic acid that will keep your skin smooth as it glides over. Now, I don't have a specific product I want to use, but I do trust the Qure product for microneedling, so I'm going to add that to my forehead for the Dr. Pen. So I have that on my forehead. And again, you just want to make sure it's straight. That is a very, very different experience. Maybe I'll see really quickly that my skin is turning red much faster than it did with the Banisher. And that's because this is going in and out of my skin in rapid order as I go past. So I'm just gliding past, and it is infusing maybe a little bit of that serum I have on my skin in as it does it. But for the most part, that serum's just there to help with glide and to prevent irritation. So if you are ready for the next level of microneedling, this is definitely it. It is a little more painful. I'll give you that off the bat. You have less control, even though in some ways you have more control since you have so much control over the needles and the speed. But I'm at level 1, and it really does go so fast that it'd be hard for me to limit how quickly it is microneedling my face. I really can get anywhere I want. Right now I'm just giving my 11s a little extra attention, as that's a spot that I like to pay attention to, and just my wrinkle lines. I always focus on specific spots after I'm finished just to give them a little more. And I'm going to tell you right now that I'm going to stop this because I did my whole face and I just started doing a little extra, and it feels very intense. So if you're going for that very intense at-home microneedling session, the Dr. Pen might be for you. But now my whole forehead is done with Dr. Pen, and you can see more redness around my 11s as I did a little more right there. And I'm going to keep with the Qure serum on that section just because I already added some there. So I'm just going to add a little more Qure just to soothe that section. This is the dark spot removing Qure serum. So it's using growth factors. And then of course, on this part of my cheek, I'm using the Banish dark spot corrector, which uses vitamin C and vitamin E. And now for the final one, which is the Qure Microinfusion system. This has been sitting the whole time I've been doing the other microneedling systems. And with this, I just push in. And as I push in, the needles are actually going up into the serum and coming back down out of the serum in the jar. And that is how it pushes that serum into my skin. And usually after you do it for a little bit, you'll start searing serum on top of your skin as well. Now this one I will do 3 times like I did with Banish. But it is slower than Banish because it is a smaller microneedle head. And you do need to pay attention to keeping it upright so the serum actually keeps hitting those microneedles. This one you can't aim like that, nor should you. You really do need to aim a little downwards, but trying to keep it perpendicular to your skin. Now, if you have any open wounds, infected spots on your face, anything concerning, do not use this microneedle over those spots. You definitely want to keep the microneedle as sanitary as possible. That's why you want your skin as clean as you can. You want to use isopropyl alcohol on everything. And if you have anywhere on your face that you're concerned about, just avoid it. It really is that easy. Just don't go over that spot. And obviously, I'm not a dermatologist. This is just my personal experience. So please look to medical professionals if you want professional advice. Now, I've gone over this whole section 2 times. I'm going to do it one more time. And you can see that not only is it red, but it also has moisture all over it. And that is the serum pushing out of the microinfusion bottle, which I really love. I would say that this session feels a little bit more stingy than the Banish session does, but it's very soothing at the end when I add the last little bit of serum on my face. It's just a different experience and how it works. Both the Qure and the Banish system had nothing on how sharp the Dr. Pin was, and I was actually using that at the most minimal levels possible. And I thought I had pretty strong skin for this, so keep that in mind. The Dr. Pin is way more intense. And then I just take off that microneedling tip, and again, add that serum. Adding the Qure serum at the end is always soothing to me. It just feels amazing, and it smells good too. Now here is my skin immediately after. Let's see it in a little bit. Now it's only been 1 hour. This is what my skin looks like in an hour. This is Qure, this is Banish, and of course Dr. Pin. It all feels really, really nice, very comparable. So each session does feel really good. And as you can see, the redness has faded dramatically. My skin is already glowing. There's a couple spots where I caused a little bit of bleeding. That can happen, not really a big deal. I think it's looking really good. It's been 4 hours, and I would say the Qure and the Banish sides look very comparable, but I still have redness from the Dr. Pin. So the Dr. Pin was definitely more intense. Now it's the next morning. It's been about 15 hours since I did my microneedling session, and as you can see, my skin is glowing. It looks beautiful everywhere. I still have that glassy shine. I haven't done anything. I haven't washed my face. I haven't put any moisturizer or sunscreen on. This is just what it looks like waking up. And here is my skin 36 hours later. I took a shower. I added some actives to my face today as I felt good enough to do them. As you can see, the immediate improvement from microneedling is consistent across the Banish, the Dr. Pin, and the Qure. So the real difference is going to be in those serums and how you can customize these different microneedling systems. And then, of course, which cost is most affordable to you. Banish is definitely the most affordable since you can reuse the microneedling head up to 8 times, and you can use whatever serum you choose, including Banish's really fantastic and affordable Banish serum. And Banish is very customizable. Then Dr. Pin, I would say, is probably the most expensive. You have the upfront cost of the pin itself every time you have the one-time use needles, and you're gonna need to pay for serum, but it is without question the most customizable and the most intense. It's most customizable since you can choose your needles by how many needles are in the head and how deep they are at any time. And you can choose the speed, so it can go a lot faster, doing a lot more microneedling on you. And then of course, you can really go crazy on your serums. My only real concern with Dr. Pen is both the cost and that it's really not nearly as beginner friendly as Banish or Qure. And then Qure is the least customizable. You only get one needle head option, you only get 2 serum options, and it's all built in together. But in the process, it is also the most beginner friendly. It's very welcoming. It's just more expensive. The cost is between the Banish and the Dr. Pen. So depending on if you're going for cost savings or you really want that super beginner friendly experience or you want to go more advanced, there are great options for you. I love all 3 of these and I hope this video helps you make a decision on what at-home microneedling system you're going to use. And I really hope this video has shown you clearly the benefits of at-home microneedling and microneedling in general. Now, obviously you could go get it professionally done, but then you're on someone else's schedule, you have to drive there, and that's going to be way more expensive than all 3 options I showed you. What I love about at-home microneedling is you really get pretty much all the benefits of the professional level microneedling, though not as intense. And you can do it in your own home, in your pajamas, before you go to bed, when you don't have to see anyone else, and it is much more cost effective. And now we're at 72 hours later. I don't have anything special on my skin. I'm still not wearing makeup, though I could be wearing makeup now if I wanted to. But I love the radiance I get from at-home microneedling, the days after, even the hours after, and especially the months after. My skin is so much happier now than it was a year ago before I started doing at-home microneedling, and I feel so much more in control of my skin as I age, really helping to slow that down in a way that allows me to embrace aging gracefully and beautifully. I think you will love any of these systems. I really hope this video has helped you understand what at-home microneedling can do for you and has given you a really clear overview on the top options out there and what to avoid. I hope this video helped.